You are welcome here. You are welcome here.
Good. Hi, everybody. I'm Reverend Bonnie Rose. It's great to see you here in the Ventura Center for Spiritual Living. And welcome. Thank you for braving the time change. I really appreciate that. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Bernie.
Good morning, and welcome to all you early risers. Okay, just me. All right, fine. But happy to see you here, and welcome to those that are coming online. We're happy to have you with us today or at some point. So with that, we're going to have a spectacular event today.
Yes.
With Ray Davis,
yes.
with his music and his presentation, and we get to enjoy it. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. And let's have, where is Bill? Bill Hadris? Oh, okay. Well, children's message, people. Who here is a child at heart? Okay, here he comes. All right, there's Bill. Hi, Mr. Bill. Good to see you. Hi. Did you?
I'm not prepared now. I'm sorry I had customers at the door. And
I see that. We're glad you had customers.
We were
at the
busy.
Door. Yeah.
We were busy. But perhaps my message will fit perfectly with this. How many of you have felt really hurt before?
I have.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know, often the barriers to forgiveness is the belief that to forgive someone is to condone their behavior or actions. But another way to look at forgiveness is to release the idea that the past can ever be different than it is. The beauty of forgiveness is that it empowers the person doing the forgiving to stop being the victim and allows them to start seeing their own wholeness. So also, along those lines, can you think of a time that you wanted something so bad you just ached for it? More than once?
Was it a cookie? Okay. Okay. All right.
You know, whether you got it or not, that feeling is now just a memory and isn't real in your body now because you were able to let it go. So just like that feeling of hurt that you had thought of earlier, you always have the choice whether to hang on to your feelings or let them go. You know what? As I was thinking about this morning, the person that has hurt me the most and I've had to forgive is myself. It is important to forgive yourself too. So I invite you all to repeat after me the wisdom.
The wisdom.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was trying how to immortalize the words of the sage Taylor Swift again.
Okay, Taylor Swift.
Please repeat after me. I shake it off.
I shake it off.
And so it is.
So it is. Thank you. Now we'll have some prayer from Bill, our practitioner.
Thank you. Can I ask all the practitioners and ministers to rise, whether you're here or at home, to assist me in grounding this prayer as we sink into this quiet solitude of music playing in the background. Knowing that God is the source of all healing, of all love, of all blessings, of all grace, of all the magnificence that flows through each and every one of us. And as I can recognize those qualities of God within me, I recognize them within each and every one of us here today. Whether you're here within the center or at home watching online, know that you are truly loved to the very core by Spirit through the very grace that we live within. And I speak my word for this congregation, this spiritual center that brings minds and hearts together to share laughter, to share joy, to share pain, to share tears, but to know that we are one, supporting each other, uplifting each other, seeing and recognizing the truth within each and every one of us. We are truly blessed with the grace of Spirit. And today, as we embrace the words that Reverend Bonnie speaks, through conversation, it just might be one sentence or a word that sparks the knowledge and the truth within each and every one of us, that we know, that we know, that we know, that we are the I am. And it's with that gratitude I give thanks for all that we have today. Our family, our friends, our acquaintances, for those we haven't even met yet, that we can make a difference. I give thanks for Ray Davis and the music that he plays today and the words that he speaks. I give thanks for each and every one of the practitioners here, that the prayers that they share and uplift each and every one of us. And I give thanks for the ministers, each and every one of them. And with that knowledge, I would like you to join me as I release this prayer into the universal ethers of all that God is. I release these words, and please join me in saying, and so it is.
Just allowing ourselves to settle into this sacred space, this place of love, of healing, of exquisite kindness, of beautiful grace, that place that is always within us, but that somehow seems activated as we focus upon it, and most certainly in community as we focus upon this together. As we sink deeper into our hearts, into our true self, let us open our ears, open our minds, open our hearts as we listen to the words of our sacred reading.
From the Tarot by Moni Sadhu. Moni Sadhu is his initiate name, meaning silent disciple, an Australian student of Ramana Maharshi. This is man's true place in the manifestation, the realization of how the microcosm is reunited with the macrocosm. But you will never see the whole apart from you as something separate outside. For who are you, and how could you exist apart from the whole in order to observe it, which cannot be observed or seen, but only lived in perfect silence, which is the final wisdom of being. In it, all problems are solved forever. You are the whole, and the allness is now your essential privilege. The consciousness, translucent and expanded into infinity, has no limits and does not perform anything like movement, for the whole, which we call truth, is immovable in its perfection. Try to convey to yourself the mental conception of the inconceivable one. What do you know or see after that contemplation? Tradition says one contemplates all the material universe as a drop of water, in which there are suspended galaxies with their worlds and celestial bodies. One's own body is then as if dissolved in the mirage of the outer side of the whole. One then feels the life of that whole as being one's own life. There is nothing inside or outside, no past or future, no space as we are accustomed to imagine it. So then, this humanity of ours is transformed and united with the archetype. No conception of a separate human being is possible anymore for the reintegrated consciousness. All that one has considered in his innumerable incarnations as his attributes are simply no more. The bliss of pure infinite being is all that can be expressed in our language today, with our still limited consciousness enclosed in the perishable frame of Homo sapiens. Whereas then, there is no more separation, and the whole wealth of experience of everything that has lived, lives, and will live belongs to the reintegrated one. This might seem to be a paradox, an incomprehensible conception, but it is the ultimate truth.
There'll be two songs this morning, both bookends for what we're going to be covering a bit this afternoon, if you're able to stay with us. This first song is taken from something that Yeshua was credited with speaking about, giving a parable and talking about a king and some people wondering how they could serve this king. And, you know, when did we see you naked and hungry? And he said, well, when you did it unto the least of these, you did it unto me. This is called the least of these. I've got something on my mind, and it's high time for my confession. To the world I may seem kind, and it's success in my profession. But when I search deep in my soul, I find a hole about the size of your oppression. And I wonder, could it be the solution is calling for me? Whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least of these, well, I've done it to me. Maybe I can see the signs. Maybe I don't want to name it now. Maybe I believe some lies, but it breaks my heart to claim it. Oh, maybe I've been told some lies to minimize the pain you feel, then just reframe it. So I'm wondering now, can I be a solution somehow? Whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least of these, well, I've done it to me. I just can't take it no more, blaming somebody else for my life, this start. I'll change my mind, change my heart. I will open, really open to love, 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 sweet love. Whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least of these, oh, whatever I've done to the least, whatever I've done to the least, oh, whatever I've done to the least of these. Well, I've done it, I've done it, I've done it to me.
Ray, fantastic.
Is it all right?
Beautiful song.
Thank you.
Yeah, was it all right? Yeah. Yeah, and you can,
I was serious about being shook.
yeah.
Yeah,
Was that the one you planned to sing?
Okay, so a little secret.
Yeah, little secret.
I mostly plan what I'm going to sing, but I
Yeah.
always remain open to what the service is calling for.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And this morning, I was calling in meditation last night what it should be, and this is what showed up this morning, and then you had to go and do what you did, Hugh.
Yeah.
That was fun.
It's one of my favorite passages in the scriptures. In fact, there's a Hindu version of it too.
Really?
In the Upanishads. Yeah, it's called "The Whole World Is My Family." I think the Sanskrit is something like Vasudeva Kutumbakam, something like that. And it's "The whole world is my family." So if I help this person in this area, that's helping somebody across the globe. You know.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah, same. Cool. But we're not here to talk about that, are we?
I reckon not.
We're here to talk about, whatever comes up, but
Yeah.
but basically you're here to speak about the Kabbalah, which is what's your like that picture?
Yeah, that's a nice.
Yeah, you look very dapper.
It's a nice lid.
Nice lid. Does
Yeah,
that
nice.
mean,
Yeah, it's a lid.
does
Yeah,
that mean hat?
Yeah, it's topa.
What?
It's topa. It's topa. His hat.
His hat. Okay.
It's topper. It's a.
Okay. All right. So anyway, Ray, tell us a little bit about yourself, about your background, and how you came to be interested in Kabbalah.
Very well.
Okay.
I was going to tell a joke, but I won't now.
Oh, you can.
No, I'm really quite silly at heart. So somebody asks me where I'm from, I tend to want to say, well, I was born in London, and I've actually fooled people that way. And it's like, man, y'all really don't know, do you? No, I grew up here in Southern California. Grew up in Compton, and in a very religious family. 7 kids, mama, pops was around for a little while, and then he was gone. And my mother is a church musician, pianist, organist, much better piano player than I am, and sings. No, I'm not kidding.
Wow.
Y'all ain't heard Loretta. So y'all ain't heard Loretta.
Bring her on.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
And she brought us up in the ways of loving God, knowing God, in the best way that she knew how. I grew up in a religious household that was Christian. There was a specific Protestant Christian denomination known as Seventh-day Adventism. Yeah. So we were a little weird in the neighborhood, in that, on Saturday morning when the other kids were watching Saturday morning cartoons, we were heading off to church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. What I heard in that is that you celebrate your services on Saturday, so your mother actually could come here and play.
She could.
Because it's about me. Okay. Yeah. But you were raised Seventh-day Adventist. So
Yes.
what ended up drawing you to Kabbalah?
Well, after my stint in Seventh-day Adventism, I say stint because I gave up on the Christian God. I just stopped believing that stuff after a while, and somewhere in my mid-20s. And I entered a period of 15 years of agnosticism. I was an agnostic. I couldn't call myself an atheist because I could not assuredly say that there is no God. I couldn't say it's absolutely certain. But conditions in life became a bit unbearable because I was making so much money.
Really?
I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I was in a really nice gig, a real nice position, not music. I wasn't doing music. I stopped doing music for at least 10 years or so.
Wow.
And had a nice career going in corporate training. And they were flying me all over the country and staying in 4-star hotels and paying me a nice salary to do this. And I was very good at what I did. And I was miserable. So life conditions were crashing in around me, and I started looking for solutions. And something suggested that instead of my normal modus operandi of looking without and saying, well, it's that thing, and that. I said, hey, maybe it's you, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then thus began the journey.
There you go. Yeah. Never stops.
Yeah, and I found my
Right.
way to Agape in 2007, which is where I met Lori.
Yay.
And it was all over by that time. In my studies in New Thought, taking classes and participating in the music ministry there, led me to look for more. Not that it's incomplete, but it was fuzzy to me. What I was learning was a little fuzzy. And so I met Dr. Will Coleman, who is a biblical scholar and Kabbalist and Rosicrucian and on and on and on. The man is absolutely brilliant, speaks, reads, and writes Greek, Hebrew, and Latin.
Wow.
And I went out, became one of his students, and thus began studying Kabbalah, and also joined a group on mystery school, a modern-day mystery school called the Builders of the Aditum.
The builders of the...
Builders of the Aditum. Aditum is a Greek word meaning temple, and so it's referring to the inner temple.
Nice.
And then an assortment of other self-initiated teachings, and now also a Freemason. I'm the master of my lodge this year, as a matter of fact.
Wow.
Anybody here is a Freemason,
That's
you
so
know what I'm
cool.
talking about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So just in case anybody here hasn't heard of Kabbalah, and maybe some folks haven't heard of it spelled with a Q like you do, just say a little bit about it, and then we'll get on to these other
Very quickly.
questions. Yeah.
Kabbalah is described as Jewish mysticism, and it rightly is so. In that form, it is usually spelled with a K. This Kabbalah, on the other hand, is spelled with a Q because it takes more of its hints from Hermeticism,
Okay.
from which the reading emerged. And this is why I'm all, because I'm resonating to everything that's reading, as being said right there. So that's the Kabbalah with a Q is usually referring to Hermetic Kabbalah, and it's in reference to Hermes Trismegistus.
Yeah, I know.
Thrice great.
Can you explain Hermeticism in a few sentences? Yeah, I mean, we just had a whole reading about it, but just can you give us a brief description of what Hermeticism is?
In essence, Hermeticism is a study of life from the teachings that are attributed to a man who existed thousands of years ago in ancient Egypt. And it is from Hermeticism that we get, for instance, the axiom that is known throughout New Thought as above, so below.
Right.
And a number of other statements of profound insight referred to as principles that really all New Thought is based on. So it will feel very familiar to us here.
And as above, so below means to you?
that there's no separation between me and the one life, the one power, the one mind, the one will.
Right.
That which it is what I am, but at a different degree. I can't create a universe that y'all can see, but I sure have a one going on within me like you do within you.
Right, right. Yeah. Those of us who attend here a lot know that one of my favorite quotes is from the Gospel of Thomas, which is, let's say it together. The kingdom of heaven is spread upon the earth, but we cannot see it. There you go. But I switched that around to say the kingdom of heaven is spread upon the earth, but we are learning to see it through our spiritual work. Yeah, baby, right? That's right.
Yeah, that's it. Oh,
yeah.
this
Also
is
from the
good.
Jewish prayers, we walk sightless among miracles, but maybe we don't have to,
That's right.
right? Because of what you just said, what Hermes Trismegistus said. That's right. I think I threw in an extra syllable, but I've been known to do that before. Yeah. So anyway, so you're going to be speaking this afternoon about the evolution revolution.
Yes.
And let's learn a little bit about what that is.
So first of all, I did not coin the term evolution revolution. I wish that I had, but I hadn't. Lots of folks have used the term. But for me, the evolution revolution is a choice. It is a conscious decision to supercharge my own personal evolution so that I can be a greater benefit to the planet.
Right.
And it is revolutionary because there is absolutely nothing in my immediate environment that will encourage me to do so. In fact, everything in my immediate environment speaks against the evolution revolution.
I hear lots of amens and hallelujahs coming from the crowd.
Yeah.
So what's an example of something in your environment that speaks against the evolution revolution? Sorry, is that too personal?
No.
Is it too obvious?
Turn on the news.
Okay, you got it. Yeah. I was going to say that too. Yeah. Just to get a bit more specific about it. My phone does me a wonderful service by giving me a feed of news. It feeds me news. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Yay.
And I do want to stay on top of what's going on, what the current events are. But I notice that so much of the news feed has to do with this person said something in response to somebody else saying something.
Right.
And then they slammed, and they use words like slammed, or they just bashed on it. It's the most ridiculous kind of journalism.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere.
It's everywhere, omnipresent. Yeah, and it's on social media as well. So we all get to participate in that. One of my mentors said that the social media platforms were actually designed with the 7 deadly sins in mind. Yeah, I think Facebook is anger. I know for me, Weight Watchers is lying. So, but the thing is too is that what it seems like what you're talking about, if I can put this in really simple terms that I can relate to, is that it seems like that the evolution revolution, the inner evolution, is revolutionary because many of the popular memes in society are about rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic, and really we need another boat. We need a bigger boat, like they say in Jaws, right?
Absolutely.
We need a bigger boat, a better boat, right?
A better boat,
Yeah.
a boat that doesn't take on, what are those little things? Barnacles and it doesn't cause any pollution and
Right.
doesn't mess up the whales' hearing and better boat.
Just a boat that's about insight and personal responsibility and integrity and love and kindness as a delivery system and all of those things.
All that
there's
good
your better
stuff.
boat there, right?
Yes, indeed.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we may be covering this already, but one of the questions you told me to ask you was, now, why is the evolution revolution necessary?
The evolution revolution is necessary because there are a number of different ways to look at this. I would say in one sense, we're kind of running out of time as a species. We're doing so much harm to each other and harm to our environment. And it really doesn't matter how we define the harm to the environment or the harm to each other. Those are blinds. And in In the Western mystery school system, a blind is referred to as you're coming close to looking at something truthful, and I'm going to throw a little something out there to distract you, to test your resilience. So the definitions of what is harmful and how it's harmful, all that kind of stuff, those are blinds. We are doing harm to each other. All I have to do is check my own heart. Do I ever get angry with someone? Do I ever feel jealous? Am I ever resentful? Yeshua, when he was here and redefined the law, he said, well, in your law, you say, in the law it says that you should not kill. But I say to you today, if you ever feel anger towards your brother, you've already committed murder. So if I can notice those types of things in myself, I am participating in the harm that's happening on this planet, regardless of how I see anybody else acting.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's necessary because we're kind of running out of time. The other thing is that if we want to contribute to fixing things, to helping the world, it is necessary. The problems that persist in the world, the typical solutions tend to cover lots and lots of people. We need to enact new laws, for instance. But that only goes so far. You can't change a person's heart through law.
Right.
So the evolution revolution is the change of heart at the individual basis, self-selecting, self-deciding, I'm doing this because it is the right thing here. And then as more and more of us do it, it gets better.
Yes. Amen. I have to interject.
Yes.
Because I am who I am.
Yes.
I've got a big mouth and bossy pants,
Come
right? Okay. Well, just what you said reminded me so much of something that I learned from a mentor recently, where he was talking about how it was, I was in the land of Gandhi recently, and they were talking about how, in terms of the revolution of the Indians, the quote-unquote enemy, for lack of a better word, was easy to see, right? And the thing that you said about the blinds, that is not easy to see. And that was the point. It's like the enemy at times is really, or the perceived enemy is really easy to see, but when it's happening within us, it's really challenging to see. Yeah. And then what was the second thing you said?
Oh, I've forgotten.
Me too. I forgot what I was going to say about it, but it was really profound, y'all. So maybe it'll come back to me.
It'll come back around.
Yeah,
It always
yeah.
does.
But, well, it had something to do with the work. Oh, yeah, I know what it was. So working on ourselves, we think, well, how is that going to change the world? Well, you just sang about it, for one thing, right? What I do for myself, what I do for this one person over here has this ripple effect, and it not only ripples outward, it ripples inwardly.
Inward. There
right?
you go.
Right?
There you go.
And then there is this, I'm sure you're familiar with the term alchemy, given your background, but there is this spiritual alchemy that my teachers would call emergence, like the murmuration of starlings, right? That just happens, and we don't control it. We just keep doing the work ourselves, and then the arc of the universe bends towards this greater emergence, right?
Yes.
You feel me?
Yes.
Yeah.
You see, there's a thing that we forget, and this is taught in Kabbalah so clearly, so beautifully.
Yeah.
It's represented so beautifully. We actually do affect each other. We do, and we can't help it. We can't stop the process.
Right.
It doesn't turn on and turn off. Every thought, every idea, everything that we indulge in or don't is added to the pool of collective consciousness. A pool in which we are swimming that we did not start and will not finish. It is an aspect of creation. It is impossible for human personality to have emerged outside of anything else. It had to start in a big old pool.
Yeah.
And we are all affected by that pool.
Yes.
People call it race consciousness, yeah?
Right. Human race consciousness.
Human race consciousness.
Yeah.
So when I change my heart and my mind, I am affecting a change in that pool. Now, here's the beautiful thing about it, though.
Yeah.
Because we are who we are and what we are predestined to light. We're predestined to the good, to the good, to the good. And so we're also more easily affected by the good. I know it seems crazy.
I
It seems
know,
like,
right?
I make fun of billboards all the time. I'm an actor. And, driving around, I see billboards for a new movie or something. Have you ever noticed the facial expressions of the people in
They're
billboards?
very grumpy. Yeah, I know.
Whatever it is,
Yeah,
that's acting too.
that's right.
You know?
That's acting, yeah.
But it's, even though we're surrounded by that, still, what really delights us is puppies and babies and joy and marshmallows. And
Yeah.
unless you don't like marshmallows, in which case,
I like
it's
marshmallows.
probably this.
Yeah.
But in other words, as we begin the work of enlightenment, of bringing more light into my consciousness and therefore into all of my bodies, I'm more effective in transforming that collective consciousness for the light.
Right.
Than if I'm doing ne'er-do-well. If I'm doing evil, it doesn't compare.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
has an effect, but it's not the same as moving towards the light.
Exactly.
Just think of nature, how nature leans towards the light. And there's that thing from the Talmud where there's a blade of grass, and they say something like, "There's an angel above that blade of grass saying, grow, grow, grow." And what if we're like that blade of grass, and there's this consciousness that's saying to us, grow, grow, grow. Yeah. And the thing about the actors looking mad, well, they might be, because it's a wild world out there. But I remember this thing from Whoopi Goldberg, where she was hosting some award show where they were showing the costumes, and all the models were like this. And afterwards she goes, $10,000 a day, and they still look pissed off. So again, the point is that it's not about money. It's consciousness, right? Yeah. Well, it sounds like you already answered this question about why we should become involved in it, and how does one become involved in the revolution?
You got to choose it.
Oh, you got to choose it.
You got to choose it. You
All
gotta
right,
choose
I'm out. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You got to choose. There's something that we will cover a little bit but I might as well say it now because it's easy. If you're here, you're already part of it.
Yeah.
If you're here.
Yep.
Now, what we're going to be covering this afternoon, though, is not so much your enrollment, but as your training. So you're an evolutionary revolutionary, but how do you be an evolution? What does one do? How does one perform as an evolutionary revolutionary? This is what we're going to be covering this afternoon.
Would you like to talk about the 4 L words?
I'd be happy to talk about the 4 L words.
Okay, here we go.
So the 4 L words, this is a model, and I must speak of this as well. This is an ongoing work in progress. I have a line and a lyric in a song that says, "Sit back, relax while or listen to this lesson as I learned it." So this is a lesson as I learned it.
Yeah.
The 4 L words are not replacing so much, but updating and expanding on the wonderful work of Stephen Covey, who speaks of be, do, have as a way to help organize one's work. Well, this is light, listen, love, and liberate. Light, listen, love, and liberate.
I love it already. Yeah.
So those are the 4 L words. What they actually consist of, that's really I want to hold on to until this afternoon.
Okay. But that's a great start. So are you describing a religious revival?
No.
Okay.
Not describing a religious revival.
What are you describing?
Religion is a wonderful word that at its root refers to binding. I heard Reverend Michael Beckwith say that it's binding one back to the source. That is a perfectly good, I believe, interpretation of the word, but the word itself really has to do with binding. So religion is a ligature, so to speak. Not bad, but religions are pretty specific. This is not a religious revival. This is not something that we get together in a whole group of people and say, this is what we believe together. This is a movement of one, or a moo.
A moo?
A moo.
Okay.
Movement of one. Moo.
Oh, I get it. M-O-O.
I told you
Yeah.
I'm silly. I like to do things that make me
That's why we
laugh.
get along, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
First time I heard you.
Yeah. Right. Moo.
Yeah. So it is a moo. It is a movement of one, because it can only be done one person at a time. It can only come through one. And so no, it is not a religious revival. However, it can affect groups of people who have chosen this particular path, like such here.
Mm-hmm.
And when really activated, oh man,
Yeah. I
the
feel you.
potential is amazing.
But, do you know the magic of moo? Well, movement of one, because I just, this thing that very few people understand, and I can barely put it into words, is that we are dealing with principles that we can't even possibly describe. And one is one of those principles that we can't possibly describe. But then it's also this thing that is so personal. It's both infinite and intimate at the same time. So that's why I love your moo, Ray, because it's not only one, it's not
Yeah.
only me, it's one.
Yes.
Yes. I
Yes.
love your moo.
I do. I love your moo too.
Yeah, thank you. That sounded a little personal, but that's I know. I said it first. Yeah, it is personal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is personal. Yeah. Can we all say we love our moo? We love our moo. We love Ray's moo.
I love it.
And then about ourselves, we love my moo. I love my moo. I love your moo. Point to somebody and say, I love your moo.
I love your moo.
I love your moo. And now say, moo-hoo. No. I'm kidding. All right, my dear Ray, my friend in silliness and joy and wisdom and all that. What do you want to say to wrap this up? It's up to you.
Oh, I would really love it if y'all come out and hang with us for a couple hours this afternoon. I guarantee it will be worth it, and it will be worth it as a beginning. It is not an ending nor an answer to every question, but it is a wonderful spark. And so I invite you to come on out. There'll be a bit of music. There'll be some music as well.
Yeah, yeah. And if this was the beginning, if this was pre-beginning, this didn't feel like a beginning to me.
Oh, really?
This felt like definitely at least the middle. You know, it was awesome. Thank you so much, Ray. Let's give
my
Ray
joy.
lots of love. Yeah, thank you. Do you want to pray with me? Do you want to pray with me? So we'll do it together. Do you know how?
I do know how to pray.
Yeah. Why don't you do the prayer?
I can?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
We'll do this together. Let us take a single deep, cleansing, unifying breath together. Inhale and release. Let's follow that with a second. Inhale and release. And then one more, and we end with the syllable Om. Inhale. Thus cleansed and unified in consciousness, I know for certain that the all is one. One mind, one consciousness, one life, one will, expressing perfectly and completely in all of its creation. This living one is now knowing itself as all that is in the vast expanse of the vast expanse of the cosmos. And within the interiority of each heart represented here, this living presence is knowing itself as every person within the sound of this prayer. And what it knows, it loves unconditionally, all conditionally. And I'm knowing right now that this presence, knowing itself as every person within the sound of this prayer, is saying, I love you, I support you, I cherish you, and I am here in this moment cultivating you for greater, greater, greater life yet to be. So that all needs are truly met. None go away dissatisfied. That every heart is fulfilled in its true purpose and true design. And that purpose and design is becoming clearer and clearer with each cleansing, unifying breath. Where there is the appearance of trouble, of distress, of disease, of poverty, of loneliness, I'm recognizing that these are just appearances. And as the fog that seemed to collect this morning, it is blowing away under the influence of this divine proclamation, this word that is informed and empowered by the living one itself. Oh yes, I'm in great joy this morning. I'm in great peace, for that's all that truly is, the joy, the peace, the love, the support of the living one for all that it has done. I'm so grateful to speak this word, and I lovingly pass.
Thank you. And I just want to say what he said. It was so beautiful. I can't add to that. But I'll just do the ending that we always do, where we bless all paths to God, where we bless synagogues, churches, temples, mosques, ashrams, all of the beauty and grace and fundamentalists and atheists and agnostics and every single person that just blesses this planet with their presence. We trust that what Ray said in our conversation together, that this is this work of the one and the one individuating in each of us, and we bless that and celebrate that as well. What a privilege it is to be here on the planet Earth in this time that seems challenging, but we're the ones. We are the ones. We are the ones that get to do that deep and powerful healing work. And so with so much gratitude for our presence here today, for everything that has transpired already in this sacred morning, I just give thanks. I give thanks, and I release these words into the divine mystery of the one, the living one. And together we say, and so it is. This day. You're amazing. Thank you. Thank you. Love you. Thank you. Thank you.
I wanted to tell them about this thing.
Oh, yeah. Tell us about your... Yeah, he forgot to say something.
One more little thing.
Yeah.
I'm being provocative in wearing this today. People wonder, am I Jewish? I'm not Jewish. I'm wearing this because it is not just the Star of David. In fact, it's called a hexagram. And it is an ancient, holy symbol of unity. So this is an expression of the one that we've been talking about. So,
absolutely. I would also say an expression of as above, so below.
oh, yeah!
Yeah, because one's pointing up, the other's pointing down.
Yes,
right?
it
There
is.
you go. Yeah. Yes, it is.
And
Amen.
the unification of that which is masculine and that which is feminine. Not specifically man, woman, but masculine, feminine. Whole talk we could do on just this little bad boy right
Well, next time, honey, next time. We'll do it. Yeah. We love having you here. I wish you lived here. Okay. Good to see you, Brother Ray. Thank you. And let's have Bernie come on up and yay, Ray. All right. Bernie. Yeah. What? Yeah.
So many goosebumps. Just the oneness, the light, the love, the listen, the liberate. We are always at choice. And can we choose to be love in all ways and kindness? And yes, we can.
We can.
Because we're here.
Because we're here. Yeah.
So please join with me. Place your gift over your heart. We trust in spirit.
We trust in spirit.
Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are.
Love is the giver and receiver of all that we are.
We offer this gift.
We offer this gift.
It is an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion.
It is an outer expression of our inner abundance and compassion.
Our gift blesses many
Our gift blesses many
and returns to us multiplied in miraculous ways,
and returns to us multiplied in miraculous ways,
so that we may give again.
so that we may give again.
And so it is.
And so it is. Thank you, Bernie.
Yeah. This is a song that goes out to all the evolutionary revolutionaries, all the light workers. Yeah, this is called You Are Blessed. It's called Blessed. If you are one bringing light to the darkness, then the rising sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness will nurture the light, then the setting moon will know your name. Your name is blessed, for you are tested, for you are rebuked and you are scorned. Though they revile you, they can't defile you, for all receive the just reward, just reward. If you are one being light in the darkness, then the blazing sun will call you blessed. If you are one who in darkness reveals the light, then the glowing moon will speak your name. If some accuse you, if they abuse you, it's just that they don't know what they are. They have rejected what you have accepted. They fear the light and you shine like a star. Blessed is your name, even as they set their evil eye upon you. So rejoice again, I say rejoice, as you make your choice and raise your voice. Food for the hungry, shelter for the homeless, water for the thirsty, support for the oppressed. See, you are the blessing when they pray to be blessed. There's no need to fight when you are the light. Just shine, 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 yeah. You're the promise of light in the darkness, and the setting sun, he calls you blessed. Oh, lovely one, from the darkness shine, shine your light. For the rising moon, she sings your name. Your name is blessed, blessed. La 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 la. Your name is blessed. Oh, blessed. La 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 la.
Thank you, Ray. Thanks so much. Okay. Oh, a few announcements. We've got a flower dedication here. Let's see who got the flowers. Okay. Just like the Academy Awards tonight, right? Yeah, okay. Okay. I know. Okay. With gratitude for all the assistance you have given Peter, Leah, the cook, for Family to Family, for Pam Kelly, and us. Yeah. So we'll get to this in a moment. Family to Family is a place where we serve on the first Monday of every month, where we serve food, and the cook, I guess, was divinely assisted, or is constantly divinely assisted by our sister Pam, sitting in the back there. So thank you, Pam. Appreciate it. Yay. Okay. If you've got any questions about this morning or anything about the church, we've got several ambassadors on board. If you'd like to stand up, ambassador, so we can see you, that would be great. Okay. Oh, we got lots of ambassadors. That's great. Awesome. Okay. We're doing this thing called Gourmets for God. How many of you have ever had or been to a Gourmets for God party? Okay. So, yeah, just about everybody. So you all know what it is. I won't go into a big explanation about it because I don't want to run over too much today. But go into the sanctuary there, into the social hall there, and talk to Jennifer at the table, and she will tell you all about it. It is a fantastic way to build community, as well as raise funds for the church so we can have more fabulous speakers and singers and all that good stuff, okay? Thank you. Okay, so the Evolution Revolution is happening today. You've heard a lot about that. Come in here, Ray. Give us more of his wisdom. Such a wonderful presence you are, Ray. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, I wish you lived here. I wish you lived here. Yeah, okay. On March 16th, this week, on Thursday, we're having a memorial service. I think most of you know that Chris Howe passed away. He's a devoted member, and we're having the memorial service at 6:30 p.m. It's a fairly casual service. His son is only in town for a little while, so we had to kind of rush to get it together. But it's really a circle of sharing about Chris's life and what he's meant to us. So come on March 16th, and the information's on our website as well. And then there's a membership class on March 26th, and that is 11:30 after service. If you're interested in becoming a member of the center, please join us for that. And then on March 29th, we're doing a prayer service for Syria and Turkey. That's a Wednesday evening, and we're doing chanting and prayer. I have a few interfaith people coming, and that's exactly what Ray was singing about in his first song. If we hold the folks in Turkey and Syria after the earthquake in our consciousness and serve in the capacity, even though we're halfway around the world, we still are serving them. That's the point of the service, is that we're also donating all of the donations to organizations that are boots to the ground, helping those folks that have been so stricken by that earth incident. Holy Thursday's coming up. I'll say more about that later, but we're going to go. But we're going. We're going to a Christian church. One of my friends, who is a very open-minded and open and affirming Christian church. They welcome everybody. If you want to join us, just come show up. Details are on the website. And then we're collecting underwear, new underwear, as I have to point out. Every Sunday, new underwear in the package. In the package, there's a, just go drop your panties the underwear in the bin in the social hall. Okay. All right, just zip it. Okay. Socks too, okay? Choir is rehearsing after the service today at 11:30, and then we have beautiful Sunday hospitality provided for us by our wonderful hospitality team. Great stuff back there, our bookstore, lots of puzzles to give away, some books to give away, some books to purchase, and most of all, it's a great opportunity to be with the blessedness of this community. One more thing is that after the service, if you would like to have a prayer, our practitioners would love to pray with you. They are fantastic prayers. They are miracle makers, and they will stand up in the front, and you come on down, and they'll give you a prayer, okay? I think that's all I got for now, so let's do a closing prayer. So I turn within and just trust to know that this has been a divine gathering this morning. And I'm just so grateful for everyone that said no to that extra hour of sleep, but said yes to church, to come here and to lend their consciousness to this conscious soup, to this conscious organization, to this conscious emergence that we're building here today, together in this spiritual center, today and every day. And so just think what we can do. Just think how we can grow ourselves, and through the transformation of our own selves, transform the world into greater and greater good for all beings everywhere. I'm just so grateful for this opportunity to serve, and so grateful that we get to serve together. What a privilege it is to serve the one in the one as the one. And with a heart that is so filled with love and so filled with gratitude, I simply say thank you. Thank you, divine love. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, beloved. And I release these words into the divine mystery of the law. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.